Who am I? You know, who am I to the people? You know, I have a kid now, like I said before. Honestly, it's just that fatherhood time. You know, I haven't yet spent much more time with my son as I would want to. And he'll understand that as he gets older. If I can see, like, how can I change and how can I give my son more knowledge rather than luxury things, then I'm gonna do that. My father, though, is the one that really, he knows me best. He's seen me at my worst, he's seen me at my best, you know, and he's gonna be the one that definitely is gonna tell me the things that I really need to focus on how can I beat this guy. I trust him with my life.
In the quiet before the noise, this fight begins long before the bell. Not in a ring, not under lights, but in the spaces where belief is tested and habits are stripped bare. Two fighters, two rhythms, moving toward the same night from opposite directions.
And I just want everyone to see that, you know, my father didn't become trainer of the year just by luck. You know, in 2020, you know, we beat the most decorated fighter pound for pound during that time, Vasily Lomachenko. That was from him. You know, he told me how the game plan had to go.
And he'll push him and he'll freaking just try dogging him. But he's trained for that. He's trained to keep on doing that every round. So when he spars, I tell him, okay, you could box. Yeah. You could box, but what's gonna happen when you can't box no more? You get tired of it and you feel that guy's weight.
Yeah.
Touch your body, go on top, and then you go on top. Good. Go. That head.
Concentrate.
You're doing things I can almost never do.
This wasn't Floyd Mayweather arriving with a camera crew, diamond chains swinging, shouting for attention. This was quieter than that, and somehow far louder. When Floyd Mayweather walked into Shakur Stevenson's training camp, the temperature changed instantly. No press conference, no viral announcement, just a presence that means something in boxing, because Floyd doesn't show up by accident. He doesn't co-sign casually, and he definitely doesn't waste time on fighters he doesn't believe can reach the top of the mountain. And make no mistake.
One of the times, you know, I didn't want to go into the gym. I didn't, you know, especially when I had to swim. You know, that was painful. But it was the training, the work ethics that you have to put in between the miles of running and the depths of how you have to sacrifice your whole body in this. You know, a lot of people don't understand, even to this day, how much we have to really do, how much we beat up our body.
So when he comes here, you go to the body. When he comes here, go to the body. Esa! Oh, beautiful.
He can't touch it, champ. He can't touch it.
This visit wasn't about nostalgia or friendly vibes. This was a quiet endorsement, the kind that turns heads in gyms, boardrooms, and opponent camps alike. Because when the most disciplined winner of the modern era walks into your camp and starts talking about IQ, composure, and championship habits, that's not encouragement. That's a message. And the message was simple. Shakur Stevenson is built for something bigger. Inside the gym, Mayweather didn't sugarcoat. He didn't hype. He evaluated. And what he said landed heavy. He openly praised Stevenson as the most skillful fighter in his weight class. Not the loudest, not the most viral, not the most explosive, but the most complete, Floyd emphasized Shakur's ring IQ, his calm under pressure, his defensive awareness, and the way he controls space like it belongs to him. That's sacred language coming from Floyd.
You know who that is, right? Like really looking.
My father put me in with the top guys, professional fighters at like 12, 13 years old. You know, and that was something that I really enjoyed the most because it was hard. I would cry, I would run away, I didn't like it. I would tell him like, you know, this is not for me, I want to quit. And he would just, nope, no, you could do this. My father would flip it around sometimes and say, okay, you want to quit, we'll quit. And literally I would stop for maybe a day or two and bug him, be like, hey, I want to go back in the gym. So I believe we had this connection, obviously, since birth.
The emphasis isn't just on power or athletic bursts, it's on patience, timing, and understanding that against someone like Shakur, you don't get unlimited chances. You can feel that this camp is about accountability, less talking to the crowd, more talking to himself. Every session feels designed to answer one question: can Teofimo stay sharp when the fight slows down?
Camp, you know, you gotta be serious and stuff. You know, yeah, that's to get focused on the fight, but gotta make it a fun camp. Right now, I'm gonna blow my dad's ear.
13,000 years ago, it was a dominant paradigm in the study of ancient America. But it was wrong.
Don't cover me.
The old notion has been completely overturned. Fossilized human footprints have been found in the New Mexican desert.
You know I don't feel good, bro. Why you do that to me, bro? And you film that shit too, man? You better erase that shit.
Because Floyd Mayweather doesn't care about knockout compilations. He cares about control. He cares about fighters who don't panic when chaos shows up. Fighters who can make the hardest fights look boring. Because boredom is dominance in disguise. But here's the part people underestimated. Floyd didn't just compliment Shakur. He invested time. He offered knowledge, he offered perspective. He offered championship-level insight that only comes from decades of winning when everyone wants to take your head off. That kind of access isn't motivational fluff. That's Floyd saying, you're worth sharpening. And then came the comparison that turned whispers into headlines. When Mayweather compared Stevenson to Pernell Whitaker, it wasn't casual. That's sacred territory.
Today we're doing sparring breakfast. So we're gonna do a little mixed potato hash with some chicken, sausage, and some protein pancakes and some ancient grain sourdough. Ready.
Too mean, too slow. Too slow. Get out the way. It's all that matters. It's all that matters. If I'm Zach, I'm gonna keep walking to you and over there. He gotta catch me. It's only 3 runs.
Yeah, get ready. We need to be pushed today. Bring the smoke, baby.
That dude ain't going into it. Looking right for
Yep, that's the body. Yep, that's that body. July 12th, demolishment. We're gonna demolish it. The guy's way too slow. Shakur's too sharp, too fast, too strong.
Whitaker wasn't flashy. He wasn't loud. He wasn't chasing approval. He was untouchable when locked in. A defensive artist who embarrassed elite fighters without breaking a sweat. But Floyd took it further. He highlighted Shakur's mentality, his willingness to fight the best, his refusal to protect a record instead of chasing legacy, his comfort with difficult challenges. That's the line that separates contenders from champions, and champions from legends. The message was crystal clear. Shakur isn't here for safety.
Tweaking a day.
Yeah, that's that prep. That's so what you already been doing.
Yeah.
They got it.
That's
good.
I feel great. Sprints kind of be getting me right. Get my conditioning right. Sometimes in a fight could turn into a sprint.
He's here for greatness. And that matters, especially when the opponent across the ring thrives on chaos. Inside the camp, there's no panic, no rushing, no fake intensity for cameras. Shakur Stevenson is methodical. Every drill has purpose. Every movement has intention. The focus is sharp, quiet, and relentless.
Yeah, I actually set this fight up. And I honestly did it because I wanted to push myself. I know that Teo is a tremendous fighter. I know he's on an extremely high level. And I feel like, well, I know that I can beat him, but I know that this should be a tough set, so I'm ready.
Who were some of the other options you had?
Lamar Roach.
That would have been a real good fight, man. But I mean, Teo, he's a bigger name though, so I see why you went with him.
Yeah, bigger name, and also he got the more accolades. He's been undisputed before. He's won belts at 35, won belts at 30, at 40. So he's more accomplished. So I know that would be a better name on my resume.
Speed drills aren't just about fast hands. They're about reaction timing. Footwork isn't about dancing. It's about angle ownership. Defense isn't flashy. It's suffocating. This camp is built on precision. Shakur isn't training to win rounds. He's training to erase options. He's refining punch combinations so clean they land before opponents finish thinking. He's balancing offense and defense so seamlessly that mistakes feel impossible to capitalize on. This isn't brute force preparation. This is chess at full speed.
Points in your career, right? You have to realize that you don't know everything, right? And sometimes you have those like the likes of Roy Jones Jr., who was arguably the best fighter in the 90s, even the early 2000s, and for him to want to help me in some sense, maybe there's something that I'm not possibly there yet with that he could possibly add to my arsenal, and I would love to see more. I would love to learn more. That's like something.
What's it like seeing him now kind of face to face? When you look at him, what do you see? Because obviously you're not locked in just yet, and the closer it gets to a fight, obviously things turn a little bit. But when you do look at Shakur, what do you think of him?
I think I don't think too much of it. I think that he believes in himself. That's one thing. But I'm here to destroy his dreams and all that he wants to do and become. You can't take this from me. I worked very hard for it. I've bled for this, and I'm not taking nothing from him, but I just believe that what's gonna happen next is for destiny.
And beneath the calm, there's a chip because Shakur believes the world is still sleeping on him. Shakur's confidence isn't loud. It doesn't shout. It doesn't beg for validation. It sits there, quiet, heavy, unshakable. He's made it clear this fight isn't just about Teofimo Lopez. It's about the entire boxing world that still questions him. The analysts who say he's too defensive. The fans who confuse discipline with fear. The critics who want knockouts instead of mastery. This fight is his statement piece. Not emotional, not reckless, definitive. He believes he's operating on a level Lopez hasn't encountered.
A couple of rounds, but the first round is going to be very interesting. Maybe you see some tails, but I think maybe 2 or 3 you're going to start seeing one leave the other. Because I don't think that, maybe. I mean, Shakur might show some different, if he has to go after Teofimo, he might show some different type of heart that we haven't seen or different type of fighting we haven't seen. And vice versa, whereas Teofimo's hitting him with different shots off the angle that is kind of giving, Shakur Stevenson trouble. We'll see about
the look of Teofimo is he can box when he wants to. Like, he's shown he has a slick style too when he wants to do that.
When he wants to do that. So if you have a slick style and you got power and you got the speed too, and you're fighting at 140, so let's see. I don't know if Shakur Stevenson's going to get slower moving up in weight or not, where Teofimo can hit him. Maybe he was really fast at 130, 26-30, maybe 35, but 40, you put on a little bit more weight. I think that he holds the weight probably really, really good.
And that belief is rooted in preparation, not ego. Here's where things get uncomfortable. Shakur doesn't believe Lopez has ever faced someone like him. Not someone who controls range this cleanly. Not someone who manipulates timing this precisely. not someone who refuses to stand still and be impressed by power. Shakur openly says Lopez struggles against elite movers, fighters who don't play the brawling game and don't offer static targets. He points to technicians like Terrence Crawford as examples of how intelligence and control expose flaws faster than chaos ever could.
Teofimo's delusional. Shakur has that same delusion. It's what propels both of them to the highest degree. Now, here was them facing off a couple of months ago, I think, at this point. And this is what I was talking about. Shakur is, in stature, the bigger guy, which is crazy because he fights at the lower weight. He is a bit more skinny, obviously, but now he's coming up to 140, and it feels like Teofimo Lopez can't go much bigger than 140. Like, I've heard him talk about going to 147. That would be the highest I would think Teo should go, but here's their face-off.
Real quick, Izzy, you should be in the middle. I know, I'm there.
Yeah.
There you go.
Like, these dudes don't hate each other, and you don't necessarily have to. There are certain fights where that level of venom is needed between Shakur and Teo because they're both very technical. Both guys understand the sweet science and fight very smart. No one takes a ton of risks. Teo does have a bit more pop in his shots and can put you down, but if you take the risk of making a massive mistake versus a guy like Shakur, then Shakur will outbox you, outclass you, and take you into deep water. So we'll see. Stylistically, we'll see how this thing goes because I don't see a super over-aggressive Teofimo Lopez. I don't see that. I don't see Shakur getting too out of pocket with him either, but we will have, I think, a very, very high-skill, high-level boxing match.
I'll be honest. I'm going to be real honest.
And analysts agree. They've seen Lopez thrive when opponents come forward recklessly and struggle when rhythm is taken away, when his explosive bursts don't land clean, when frustration builds, when discipline slips. This is where voices like Bruce Carrington step in, explaining how Shakur's patience, angles, and timing could slowly dismantle Lopez's confidence. Not with knockdowns.
Just phenomenal. I mean, he's just phenomenal, excellent boxer. Cat-like reflexes, sharpshooter, knows what he's doing in there. Great ring generalship. Know when to use his jab. I mean, Shakur he's so good that it might be to a default. And I'm gonna tell you why I say that. You got somebody like Roy Jones, who was so good that he ain't fighting nobody. These guys are number ones. And it's just that he's so good, he make these guys look like nobody, so they say, oh, well, he ain't fought nobody. How come he's one of those guys, once he touch some skin, that get him going, get him warmed up, like, okay. He gets more brave, like, oh, okay. The wheels start going, oh, I can do this, I can do that, I can do this, I can do that. And you can see him putting the
when he's in the zone, it's almost impossible to stop it because he's tapping his back of his heel and he's setting up different traps, and his confidence is like the key factor of his fight, right?
There we go.
If his confidence is here, you can almost kiss the fight goodbye. So Shakur has to rip his confidence from the second the fight starts and keep it that way, because if not,
there we go. He got to keep that gas.
But with denial, his manager, Jay Prince, handles negotiations with intention. This isn't just about fights. It's about leverage, control, and legacy planning. Shakur isn't just thinking about winning. He's thinking about positioning himself where power meets freedom. This fight isn't about hype. It's about identity. Shakur Stevenson enters calm, calculated, sharpened by discipline, and validated by legends. Teofimo Lopez enters volatile, dangerous, capable of brilliance or breakdown. One thrives on control. One feeds on chaos. When comfort disappears. When the bell rings and adjustments matter, only one identity can survive. And when Floyd Mayweather walks into your camp quietly and leaves impressed,